We begin with breaking news in Boston right now. Sky 7 over the scene on West Concord Street. Police and fire crews responding to a water leak inside an apartment building there. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Adam Williams. There are 31 apartments in that building, which has now been evacuated. Sky 7 is staying over that scene, and we can tell you that the leak started on the 4th floor. Officials had to turn all the water off in the building, and we were seeing in our pictures that the MBTA buses outside were next to the fire trucks. Those were brought in for all the residents since that building was evacuated. We will continue to monitor this situation from Sky 7, and on the ground we'll bring you any new details as soon as we get them. Right now, we want to get you back to that breaking news in Boston. Sky 7 is over the scene on West Concord Street. An apartment building is evacuated after a water leak there. 7's Victoria Warren is live on the scene with the very latest for us. Victoria?
Still a very active scene. This is the apartment building that we're talking about. It's part of the interfaith buildings. You can still see a lot of firefighters out there on the front steps. This is a 5-story apartment building, 31 apartments in all, about 70 people, and I'm told that the water leak started on the top floor. If you still take a live look out here, you can see they have these MBTA buses over here. They brought these buses here to keep people warm who had to be evacuated, who at this point don't have any place to go. We have some video from a little bit earlier. What we're told happened right around 9 a.m. this morning, a sprinkler cap up on the 5th floor, we're told, burst. The fire chief says that this is likely has something to do with this very cold weather that we've been happening. This sprinkler cap burst and the water just started flowing. By the time they were able to shut the water off, there was water throughout the building. There was water in the elevator shafts, water filling the basement. A number of apartments reported that they had water in there as well. Folks had to evacuate. They had to grab their pets. They had to grab their belongings. A lot of people who live in this apartment building have children, and pretty much they just had to come outside right away. Not really sure where they're going to go. I did just speak just a few minutes ago with somebody from the Interfaith Building management team, and he tells me that right now what they are doing is they are working to relocate people for the day. He is hoping that they'll be able to have a portion of this building open by tonight to get these folks back home. Anybody who they can't get back home tonight, he tells me they will relocate. Of course, Christmas Eve is tomorrow. For a lot of these people, this could not have come at a worse time, but the management team tells me that they are working right now as fast as they can to try and get folks home in time for the holiday. Live in South Boston, Victoria Warren, 7 News.
Getting back to that breaking news in Boston, Sky 7 over the scene on West Concord Street. An apartment building is evacuated after a water leak there. 7's Victoria Warren is live on the scene with the latest for us. Vicki?
Still a very active scene. About 70 people evacuated from this building around 9 a.m. after a pipe burst. There's a lot of water damage and a lot of ice damage both inside and outside of this building. Fire crews came out here to find a pipe that's part of the sprinkler system burst. Member of the management team tells me it was a sprinkler cap. He says about 6 units have very extensive damage, but for safety reasons, all 31 units were evacuated. Water just pouring into the basement, into elevator shafts, and into nearby apartments. This pipe that burst, I'm told, was up on the 5th floor, and that water just trickled down and flooded a lot of units beneath it. People loaded onto MBTA buses with their families and their pets to stay warm.
It's wet. It's flooded. The stairs are icy. It's horrible. Yeah, it's fun walking down 5 flights of icy stairs.
They had a heating issue a couple days ago, so we think that the pipes froze, and then when the heat was back on, the pipes thawed, and the thaw just opened up the crack and the water started flowing today. It flowed out of the side of the building, came down the whole side of the building, and it was jeopardizing the electrical units in the building, so we had to shut down the electrical power and the water.
Taking a live look out here, you see these MBTA buses. Those buses were brought here as a place for folks to go and stay warm while they were waiting to find out what exactly is going to happen with their building. This building is part of the Interfaith apartment building complex. It's one of 4 buildings. Right now, the management team tells me that they are working hard to try and get folks back into this building. They're hoping to get most everyone actually back in here today, but they say folks in those 6 units that have the serious damage, they'll have to work to find some place for those folks to go tonight. They say, of course, timing with the Christmas holiday right upon us really couldn't be worse, but they are working as hard as they can to get everybody home as quickly as possible. Live in the South End, Victoria Warren, 7 News.